What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is not your girl Cindy. This is her channel, but today it's about me. It's about the fellas. That's right. Today we're talking about fragrances for the winter of 2024. These fragrances will push, they will project, they will be a little bit too much for the summertime. Probably a lot too much for the summertime, but I got you. I got some designer, I got some niche, I got some sweet, I got some salty, I got a little bit of everything. So stay tuned, check it out in just a few moments. So the first fragrance I'm gonna talk to you about, this one was actually gifted to me by your girl Cindy for, I think, my birthday. She got it for me, but she kind of messed up. She got the wrong concentration, but nevertheless, she failed successfully because this fragrance is still fire. That's right. It's spicy. It's a little sweet, and it comes from Viktor & Rolf. This is called Spicebomb Infrared. This is the EDT, but you can get the EDP as well. They're both flame. All right. This one right here is spicy. It is spicy as I don't know what. It's got cinnamon. It does have a chili note. It's got the same DNA as the original Spice Bomb or Spice Bomb Extreme, but they make it spicier. I didn't think it was possible, but they did. It packs a little bit of a punch. This one, I would only go like 2 sprays with, okay? I wouldn't do that, no. 2-3 sprays and you're good. This is a really good designer to get your hands on. Actually, this is the only Spice Bomb that I own. I'm privy to the infrared versions of Spice Bomb. Plus, everybody has Spice Bomb Extreme. I didn't want to go that direction, so I opted for the infrared, and she did a good job picking this up for me. I recommend it. This is something you can wear for that everyday cold. It will project through. People are going to smell you. I highly recommend this. The next fragrance I'm going to talk about, this one is from one of my favorite niche houses, period. Y'all done heard me talk about this house countless times. In my opinion, this house really can't do any wrong. Parfums de Marly. Y'all already know. What's a list without Parfums de Marly? If it's a niche list, I'm throwing Parfums de Marly on there. If it's a designer's list, I want to throw Parfums de Marly on there. It's just that good of a house. I don't think you can go wrong. This fragrance gets slept on, doesn't get a lot of love at all. In my opinion, I think it should get more, especially in the colder times of the year, during that December, January, February, and depending on where you live, March too. So this fragrance is from Parfums de Marly. It's called Pegasus Exclusif. Okay, this one, I don't like the original Pegasus. I don't. That's the one in the house that you can kill that off. I don't care if they just burnt the whole Pegasus warehouse, I would be cool with it and I wouldn't skip a beat. But Pegasus Exclusif, this one took that DNA and made it more palatable for me. It made it darker. It made it more masculine. The original Pegasus, in my opinion, this takes that Parfums de Marly DNA with the vanilla. It throws some almond in there, some jasmine, and some darkness, a touch of oud, some dark woods. I think it's got some gaiac in here. This one is beast mode, okay? Another one, 2-3 sprays, you're set. You don't need 5 sprays of this. I made that mistake. I almost choked myself out. Don't do it to yourself. It's already been tested. It's tried and true. Get this in your collection. Like I said, it's still got that sweetness. It's got that underlying Pegasus DNA. Okay, if you know about Pegasus, you know what I'm talking about. But it makes it more masculine and darker, and it lasts longer. Trust me on this. You won't be mad at it. It may not be for everybody. If you like the original Pegasus DNA, you might not like this. If you think the original is fire, which I don't, you may not like this, but I do. I really enjoy this one. It's Pegasus Exclusif from Parfums de Marly. I love this fragrance. I really like it. Look at the bottle. That dark metallic gray. It's fire. That's on point to me. All right. The next fragrance on this list, you've probably seen multiple reviewers talk about this on YouTube. Okay. This is coming from a luxury designer brand. Okay, this house, I don't think there's a fragrance under $300 in this house, but it's a designer brand. But I'll be honest with you, I haven't been disappointed in any of the fragrances that I have purchased from this house. You will not find this on discounters. In fact, I have not found one fragrance from this house on discounters. If you know one, let me know, because I'm falling in love with this house more and more every day. All right, so this is called Ombre Nomade from Louis Vuitton. All right, this one is simply like an oud rose combo or oud and raspberry. They market it as unisex, but I don't want my woman smelling like this. I think it's opposite, which is Les Sables roses. I think that one is more feminine, and that one is beautiful too. Men can wear that one, but this one I think has got a more masculine DNA. I think this is more for the fellas. This one will project. Few sprays of this one you can wear on date night. Definitely, definitely, definitely you can wear on date night. If you're a confident man, you can wear this during the daytime, but if you're not a confident man, if you don't have that outgoing personality, that louder type personality, I would not rock this, because this will rock you easily. So I would reserve this for either date night, or if you are, like I said, the more outgoing personality, the more lively personality, yeah, you can wear this during the day. But this is one of the ones that was love at first sniff. I didn't think Cindy liked it at first, so I was like, I'm gonna hold off on getting it, because if she doesn't like it, I probably won't wear it often. I'll spend all this money, because this is not cheap at all. This ain't cheap. This is around $400, I think. $405 is the retail on this. Wasn't gonna spend that money and not get to wear it, but I let her smell it. I got a sample of it, a decant, and she loved it. So I was like, oh yeah, we putting that down. We're definitely putting that down. And I purchased it without a problem. And I've been loving this fragrance. But this is perfect for the winter time. It's not going to be cloying, overbearing, or any of that. I would definitely recommend this. This is Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton. All right. My next fragrance on this list is highly slept on in this house. Now, if you've noticed something about this list, some of these fragrances already are not really the most hyped fragrances that you'll hear about on YouTube. You can go to other channels for that. I mean, you're gonna see 9 million picks on Spicebomb Extreme or other popular winter fragrances, Leighton, whatever. No, we're not doing that today. I'm focusing more on the more slept on fragrances of the houses. Now, this one comes from the house of Kilian. We've spoken about Kilian before. Ultimate date night house. I'm going to Kilian first if it's a date night. We already know that, okay? This fragrance, though, is from the Licorice collection. It's slept on because it's not for everybody. It's not everybody's cup of tea, because it's got a licorice note, black licorice, and absinthe. So it's not really a sweet fragrance. It's licoricey and boozy. And this one is called Verte from Kilian. This was a gift for our wedding from our good friends. You know who you are. I think we shouted them out a couple times on the channel. It was actually one of my friends who told me, man, you need to get your nose on this, because you need to give this a shot. When I first smelled it in Saks, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I'm like, I sprayed it on a tester, gave it to a nice young lady walking past, and she loved it. I'm like, how do you love this? But I got a decant. Somebody suggested it. You need to give it some more time. And I started liking it. I started putting it on the back of my hand and smelling it like, man, that is good. But you've got to be into a licorice note. This is not going to be for younger men. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody under 30, 35. This is for the more mature man, okay? This is not teenage, 21, 22. You're mature, okay? Verte is definitely one from Kilian that doesn't get enough love. And I think in the upcoming years, you're going to start to hear more about it. We hear about Angel's Share a lot from that house, but this one, don't sleep on this one. This is Laura Verte from Kilian. This next fragrance, it was said that it was discontinued for a while, but I think that Bond Number 9 from what I've heard from their representatives, they won't necessarily discontinue fragrances. They just stop making them if they can't find the exact materials that they need for that fragrance. They don't like reformulating, is what I was told. So they'll just put it on standby until they can get those ingredients again, which I can respect. I can definitely respect that. Even though the fragrances from that house are a hit or miss for me, this one right here, smelled this at the Bond Number 9 counter, and Cindy smelled it, and we both enjoyed it. This fragrance really caught me off guard. It is a gourmand. It'll project on you. It will. It's not super powerful, but it is sweet. Okay, from Bond Number 9, this is called New Haarlem. All right, you've heard other reviewers talk about this. If they have, you've heard them say that this smells like pancake syrup. And it does. It smells like pancake syrup with a hint of pine in the background. So that's what gives it that winter feel. This is definitely a gourmand. Gourmand means that it smells like something edible, okay? Like you want to eat it. So it smells like buttery, syrupy pancakes. I'm eating buttery, syrupy pancakes underneath a pine tree. That's exactly what it smells like to me. That's what it smells like. That's what it is. That's what you need to know. You don't really need to go through the note breakdown because that doesn't matter. This is what it smells like. 10 out of 10 people will agree that this is what it smells like. And this will last. I mean, it lasted 6 to 8 hours on me easily. I wore this to Winter Festival in DC. It was downtown. I think it was called Winter Festival. So it was something. It was outdoors. All I know is that we spent a lot of money on cheese, and I've never spent that much money on cheese in my life. Married life. But this is very good, people. Very, very good. This is one from the house I will always recommend. I'm glad I picked this up. I found it on a discounter. When I found it, I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm getting that. I think full retail, like $360, $375. I got it for like $150. Not $150. $150. Okay? Couldn't be mad. Scooped it up. If you find it, scoop it up. It's a steal at that price. I swear to you. You will not be upset. All right? Okay. We are going back to a designer house. If y'all haven't noticed, I've been going designer niche. Niche designer, designer niche, designer niche. That's the method that I've been doing this video. But this next fragrance does not get a lot of hype at all because it comes from a line of fragrances. This is a flanker, I think, of a flanker. This line, this whole line is fire. You can't go wrong with any of the flankers in this line. Armani is one of those designer houses that pump out hits. I mean, they do. And they're slept on because they're overshadowed by the Diors and the YSLs and Tom Fords of the world. But do not sleep on Armani at all. And this is coming from the Stronger With You line. This is Stronger With You leather. All right. This was a blind buy. I wanted Stronger With You intensely, but the discounter that I was shopping on at the time, it was just not getting it in at all. And I'm like, man, I really love that DNA. Can't go wrong. You know, it can't be too bad if you throw some leather in there. And guess what? It doesn't disappoint at all. This is sweet. This takes the Stronger With You DNA. I think it's got some caramel, some vanilla, some booziness in it, and it throws some leather in there. This thing right here is perfect for the winter. This is another one I would consider for date night. Okay, I have worn it on a date before. And I won. Let me tell you how I won. She became my wife. All right. So I would get this in my collection. Any of the Stronger With Yous. I've got Stronger With You Intensely as well. And I love that fragrance. But if you had to choose between the two, the leather might be the best. Okay. Definitely. Because I just like that little bit of leather in the dry down. I love that. I love that part. It makes it a little more masculine, a little more animalic, which if you didn't know leather is an animalic, no, it's skin. That's what leather is, it's skin. So when this dries down, it is beautiful. However, you will choke yourself out with this fragrance, I guarantee it. I've done it to myself. If I tell you something, that means I've experienced it. If you're gonna spray it on yourself, 3 sprays max with this fragrance, you will choke yourself out, I guarantee it. But I highly recommend you get it. If you had to choose one stronger with you, I would, for the winter time, for the cold weather, I would do the one in the gold bottle, the stronger with you leather. I absolutely adore this stuff. Coming up next, okay, this fragrance I will never forget, okay? I'll never forget this fragrance because I wore it on my wedding day. This was the fragrance that was chosen by my wife before we got married. And there was some heavy competition. I threw some competition out there. Some heavy hitters out there. And this is the one that won out. Of course, you guys know we got married in December. It was cold, it was rainy, but it was the perfect fragrance. It was also the perfect fragrance for what I was wearing. Okay, brown tux with the black paisley with the gold top with the, you saw it, y'all saw it. So this fragrance will always live in my memory. It is one of the best in my collection, hands down. When I first got it, actually, let's go back. When I first smelled it, I was in Parfums de France in Tyson's Galleria, or Tyson's Corner. Galleria is the more expensive one. I was in Parfums de France in the bigger mall. As soon as he sprayed it for me, I sniffed it for 45 minutes. I couldn't stop smelling it. I could not stop smelling it. Went online, immediately found it on a discounter for like half the price. Its original price is like $550. Found it on a discounter for like $216. Win. I won, and I'm not mad. This fragrance is worth way more than $216. It smells way more than what it's worth. Like this is opulence. This is class. This is elegance. You will, 99% of the time, you'll be the best smelling man in the room if you wear this. I can't see too many other fragrances beating this one at all. This is called Nefs by Nefs. Okay, the bottle is opulence. The juice is opulence. This is a 10 out of 10 fragrance. Okay, this is some oud, some rose, some fig, some honey, saffron. It's got some booze in here. It's a little spicy. This is amazing. This is a perfect 10 out of 10. Now, let me tell you something about Nefs. Don't you dare put this on to go to work, okay? Do not put this on to go to work. Unless you're a pimp. If you're a pimp, go ahead and put this on. Nah, you gotta edit that out. You gotta edit that out. Don't you dare put this on to go to work. It will project heavily. It has a hell of a sillage. Meaning, when you leave the room, people, who the hell was that? What was that? Who was that? Was that you? Damn, you smell good. This fragrance is undeniable. I've only seen a couple haters on it. I don't know why. Anybody who I had smell this fragrance fell in love with it. Everybody who smelled me that day, damn, you smell good. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's the one right there. That's the one. Yeah, you chose right. That's the one. Nefs by Nefs is top 5 dead or alive. And I'm just the top 5 dead or, I should have probably reviewed this last, but the number 2 is coming up next. Stay tuned. This last fragrance has that DNA that is undeniable. Okay, this whole line, I think I'm missing just 1 or 2 fragrances from this whole line because the DNA is just that fire in this line. Okay, once I start talking about it, you might pick up on it. Iris, okay. Leather, rose, oud, and it's a designer. Yes, I did say oud and designer. This fragrance, when I smelled it, because I had to blind buy it, I had to. You can't get it in the United States. I had to get it off of a discounter, or you got to go on eBay or something like that. This fragrance is undeniable. Y'all need it. Dior, you need to start selling this again in the US. You're losing. Start selling it again. This fragrance is none other than the undeniable, no, it's not Dior Homme Intense, but it is Dior Homme Parfum. This one right here is perfect for the cold weather, okay? The Dior, that whole line, they knew what they were doing with it. You got Dior Homme Original, perfect for the office. Dior Homme 2020, that's perfect for every day. Dior Homme Intense, perfect for date nights, for the fall. You can do that in the winter too, but when the winter time, when the cold hit, Dior Homme Parfum. This is another 10 out of 10 in my collection. The only one that beats this out is Nefs. Okay? Nefs beat this out on my wedding day. But I love this. I wanted this one. I think I chose this one to be my number 1, but I got trumped by everybody. Everybody was like, nah, wear Nefs. But this one right here, this one gets love from me. I love this. I love this. I love the whole Dior Homme line. This whole line is straight up sexy. This one, when you first spray it, if you've ever smelled Dior Homme Intense, and we all know that's a banger. We all know that's a banger. That's straight up fire right there. This is hell in a bottle. If Dior Homme Intense is fire, this is hell. This is crazy. This one starts off, boom, Dior Homme Intense. And then it'll quickly dry down to like a leather and rose combo in the heart. And then it's got some oud in the base. This thing is a masterpiece. If Dior came out with this, or if they sold this recipe to a niche house, they would easily charge you $350 for it. Easily get away with $350 for it. It's powdery, it's leathery, it's rosy. This thing is beautiful. This thing is beautiful. It's a 10 out of 10. I love this one. Fellas, if you need the perfect date night fragrance to where you got on a nice button up, you're throwing on one of those blazers, you're throwing on some Magnanis, you're throwing on something nice, you taking out the BMW for the night, you need to get you at least a decan of Dior Homme Parfum. Have that on standby. This ain't for your kids. Don't let your kids get into this, okay? It's for grown folks only. Ladies, if you smell a man wearing this, he know what he doing with everything. Just go ahead and, yup, he knows what he's doing. Just let him take control of the night. All right, but that is my list. I hope y'all enjoyed it. That's what I would wear for this winter time. That's what I have been wearing for this winter time. I highly recommend these. If you got any questions, put it down in the comments section. I'm sure Cindy will respond to you. As always, I appreciate all of you. We appreciate all of you. And make sure you take the time to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with somebody that you think would benefit from it. Again, we like to smell good over here. We hope you do too. Until next time, my name is Dre. We'll see you again soon. Peace.